Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you a quick 2-page layout. It's actually a 1-page layout from our blog that I'm going to turn into a 2-page layout for you, and it comes together really quickly. So this is perfect for your Wednesday layout of our 12 days of layouts. You can do this really quick as long as you have 2 pages of designer paper and some mats from the mat pack and some embellishments, and maybe just a little bit of extra paper. But for the most part, those are the things you're going to need the most, are the mats and the embellishments and the designer paper. So let me get going on this real quick with you. This is the 1-page layout that we've been given as our inspiration from the blog, and this came out in October. And I'm looking to see who it is that created this, but I am failing to see which of our brilliant designers came up with this idea. And I'm not seeing it, and it could be because I don't have the cover sheet for this. I wanted the larger picture. Anyway, kudos to our contributors who help our CM home office put together our blog, and with such great ideas. And I'm going to show you how to put this one together today. So first of all, you're going to need 2, I like the same pieces of paper for my base, so you can use cardstock or you can use designer paper. I'm using designer paper, and these 2 pieces of designer paper come from our Christmas collections from this season, 2022. And I am drawing a complete blank as to exactly which one these came out of, because I've been playing with all 3 of them today. But it's probably the seasonal sightings, or possibly the shades of seasonal sightings that this one came out of. And I'm so sorry I don't have that exact for you. But we're going to basically be taking some mats and use this, all of the mats for all the photos and everything on here are mats. So you hardly have to cut any paper at all. So let me just show you how we're going to lay this out. I've pre-selected some of the mats that I want to use, and I pulled these 2 pieces of designer paper that I had miscut from a previous layout that we did, and I'm going to use these as mats as well. And then I just grabbed a couple of embellishments. We may need a few more, because when I grabbed those embellishments, I was only planning on doing a 1-page spread for you in this, but I think we can do a 2-page without too much of an issue. So first of all, you are also going to need your large circle from the custom cutting patterns and your green blade. I'm just going to set those to the side for the moment, but we'll get to those in just a minute. And I'm going to just lay these out here so you can have a better idea of how this comes together. Okay, so I pulled this one because I really like this saying, it's not what's under the Christmas tree that matters, it's who's around it, or something along that same line. And as you can see, the original design is made with a red base, a paper that has a red, or that is mostly red as a base. So I'm flipping that around a little bit and using a green base for my version of this. And I'm going to just take these 2 mats. This is a 4x6 mat. This is a 4.5 by 6.5 inch mat. Both of them come in our mat packs. And the 4x6 mats with sayings, you'll notice, show them horizontally and vertically, so you can make them go whichever direction you want. And they're very easy to frame up and make super cute. So that one's going to go right here. In fact, let me just go ahead and adhere that on. So my adhesive is upstairs because I'm doing an open house this weekend, or today. I did one a I had a couple of times over the weekend, and then I have the last one this evening, and so yeah, I'm got make and takes and stuff going on with that. So I moved my adhesive upstairs. So I'm using kind of a backup adhesive that I keep on hand. This is another mat, and you'll notice again it's vertical and it's horizontal. I'm using it in a horizontal function on this particular layout. So I'm going to just adhere that down. And so this is something interesting. You'll notice if you are really attuned to different tones in color, you'll notice that the color of this mat and the color of the red on the mat on top are not the same red. Okay, this is not even the same red as that. Well, it's closer. Those two mats are close, but it's not the same. And so my mom always said that red was the hardest color to match, and in particular the variance is really, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering and stammering, but it's really difficult to match reds. They are particularly notorious for being hard to make the same. So I kind of like that we are using a variety of colors. I'm using a variety of colors on this layout so that we can, it doesn't matter. All the reds can go together. I feel like I'm not making very much sense today. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so I'm using these green mats. They're going to go right here. They are 4.5 inches wide by, I believe, hang on, 4.5 inches wide by 3 3/4. And so I'm just going ahead and using them up. All right, and you'll notice that I've just turned my layout sideways to make this one over here. So that means that I think it's this one. Which one was it I was going to use? Maybe it's this one. And maybe these need to be a little further this way. This one needs to be a little closer this way. Okay, so something like that. All right, and then this one is a little bit extra because I'm playing. So first of all, let's go ahead and make this. Let's make this square right here before we get too much further, so that we can see how that's going to mesh with what we're trying to do here. So this is a mat, one of the many mats that come in the mat pack, and you'll notice it's already got a circle cut or printed on the mat. And so we are going to cut that circle out. And if you have your custom cutting system, you'll notice that the large circle in the custom cutting system will work perfectly for this project. So we're going to use our green blade and we're going to cut the center right out of that circle. It is going to leave just a tiny bit of this grid pattern around the center, but that's okay, we want that. So we're just going to center that template over the printed circle and then go ahead and cut the center out. All right, just like that. Now we've got a cute little center with polka dots, which we may or may not use, I don't know. And then we're going to cut this piece, this mat, into a 4x4. So the way that you do that, the easiest way I have found, is half of 4 inches is 2. So I find the 2-inch line and I center the 2-inch line on my circle best I can. And then I go ahead and cut the frame around that. At least the first cut. The second cut can, you can center, or you can, put it to 4 inches over here and cut. Then what you'll notice is that my margin here and here is way smaller than the margin here and here. So that means potentially we need to trim those sides as well because we want this to be 4 inches square. So I'm taking a 1/4 inch off of each side, and then we will have our 4-inch square. Because remember that mat, well, you might not, I didn't say it before, but that mat was a 4.5 by 6.5. So now I've got my 4x4 square. Now I'm going to use this other mat right here, and I want this mat to measure 4.5. So we're going to just trim that a little bit off, and then we should have a 4.5 by 4.5 square. Yep. All right, so here's the base for that. So we're going to go ahead and grab this template, and as you can see, it fits right centered, just right on there. I'm going to grab some foam squares, which are always hiding. There they are. All right, and rather than stick the whole thing down, I'm just going to stick the corners down, which will allow me to go ahead and do some embellishing and tuck some things in underneath if I want to. And yeah, it will let me play with my paper just a little bit more. So just peeling off the little sticky thingies. Did I miss one? I thought I missed one. Yep, this one. Missed this one. All right. So we're going to just center this on our square. There we go. So that's good to go. And then this is going to go right here. Or thereabouts. All right, now I'm going to take this mat and I'm going to just cut this mat in half. Okay, so this mat is a 6.5 inch wide. So we're going to cut this at 3 1/4 so that I have 2 mats that are 3 1/4 by 4.5. Okay, so then I can put this mat here on the side, and I can have this mat be here on the side. And now I haven't quite decided what to do with this area because it's the same as this one, but I don't really have another mat that will work for that. what I do have is this cute mat that I can cut a circle out of so that we have a circle on each page. And then we could mount that circle on another mat. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my red blade. We have a lot of red on this page, so I want mostly red to be in this mat, even though there's going to be a photo on top of it. I'm going to use mostly red and a little bit of green with the white. And then we could cut, we can cut a mat that will go with that. I think this is a little bit bigger than our circle over here. It is. Well, that's something. What we could do is move this and move this over here. And have our circle be up here. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Can you see how all I've done is turned this layout? So this is the layout the way that it is meant to be, and I just turned it sideways. And I've got all the same elements, essentially, that are a part of this. I think I may want to go ahead and frame this circle instead of putting that mat there. So let me grab my extra mats and let's see what else I can come up with here for that to make that work. So I do have this one. I do have this one. I've got some wood grain mats, and I have holly, and I have this green. I need a little more red on that page. Maybe not. Maybe we could do the holly. Oh, that would be a lot. I am not really a fan of huge print. All right, so let's do just some really big polka dots for this. So I'm just going to make my 4.5 by 4.5 inch square by cutting this mat into 4.5 by 4.5. And then we're going to put this guy on top. Because I need a little more red on that side. And I just don't want to drag out a bunch of other paper. And I don't think I really need to. I think we'll be good with this. Although it is a little bit busy, but that's okay. I'm going to pop this up with some foam squares too, so that we can put some embellishments maybe in and around it. We're going to play with that. So okay, I know I said this was going to be quick, and I feel like it's taking a little bit more time than I anticipated. So I'm just centering this circle, which was the cut circle from this piece, on here, and a photo can go in here. If you just cut a circle, cut your photo with using the blue blade on the inside track of your large circle, you'll have a photo that'll fit in there just perfect. Okay, so we're going to stick this up here. Adjust this just slightly. All right. So there are our components for this layout. So let me go ahead and adhere these down, and then we will do some embellishing. This layout really has a lot of photo potential. I mean, you don't have to use a saying here. You could mount a photo here. You could conceivably get a lot of pictures on this layout if you are looking for a layout for lots of photos. If not, then maybe just do a one-page layout. Okay, so I'm keeping these two, this one and this one, I am adhering so that they are even. And then everything gets built around these. So roughly 1/8 of an inch between the lower mat and these mats. Okay, and this one. This one could become a journal box. As you see, it's got the journal box just built right in. Or it could be used as a mat for a photo, because it's a 4.5 by 6.5 mat. So the 4.5 or the 4 by 6, your 4 by 6 photo will fit right into it perfectly. This one's going to be kind of close to the edge, but not so much. I want it to have a similar margin as what I have over here. It's about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this one the same roughly the same, about 1/8 of an inch, maybe just a hair more than an 1/8 of an inch between it and these other two mats. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we're going to do this piece. And so that my borders are the same, I am going to give it 1/4 of an inch from this boundary at the bottom, and roughly the same 1/2 inch, generous 1/2 inch coming up from the bottom there, or in from the side. They're having a good time upstairs. I'm not sure what's going on, but they're definitely happy, which is good. Okay. So then we're going to add this one in about 1/8 of an inch over, 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. That's a kind of a generous 1/4 of an inch, Kim. Let me scooch that down just a skosh. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go, just like that. Okay, then this piece, so mats are something I feel like we underutilize. I more often I will make my own mats than I will use my mat pack, and it's a shame, because the mat packs are meant to save us time and effort, and some of them have just really cute sayings on them, and are really a great addition to our pages. So we need to use these more, and I try to every now and then, when I notice that I have mats left over from a collection, I will do a page like this that's just mainly using mats. I think last year I did a page that was a part of our 12 days of Christmas layouts that was done with all mats from the collection from last year. I just really think they're fun, and definitely make for a speedy page. So I hope that you will utilize them also. All right. So I think I'm going to want this to be just a little bit lower, which is going to have it a little bit offline, but I don't want, I don't know what my son is going crazy about up there, but he's kind of loud. So I'm going to do like that so that my mat right here is not touching the Merry Memories sign right here. All right, so that's good. And now we just need to add some embellishments, and this will be good to go. Comes together really quickly. All right, so I have these really pretty snowflakes that are part of our seasonal sightings collection that just came out. If you're going to use this for a photo, obviously you're not going to put an embellishment in there, but I think it just works. It lends itself really nicely to having that that embellishment there. And I'm going to stick that one up there. This one's going to go here. I want to put it there, but if I put a photo here, that's not going to work super well, because there's not as much room. Maybe I'll just put it there. And then we can add these little guys down here. So you'll notice in the example that we have a whole snowman family of embellishments hanging out down here for this guy. I actually used those other two snowmen on a card, so I don't have those, but I do have this one that says Joy, and I think he's pretty special. So I'm going to go ahead and just use him alone with these two little trees. So I think that will work nicely. And then I think I need a little something else. Let me see what else I can add in with that snowflake. We could add this ornament that says December 25th. That would be kind of cute. Or I could just use a poinsettia flower because I have several of those. Or I have a couple of wreaths. One of the wreaths with a cardinal on it. We could put that with this guy. Or we could take this guy off and put him with this snowflake up here. Maybe that would be the answer. Something's just off, so I'm just trying to make it so that it's not off. I think maybe something like that. Then I've got my, maybe I'll put my bird in there like so. How's that? I think I like that. We got our snow, we got our snowman, our cardinal, our red and green is fairly balanced, our white is balanced, I feel like. Yeah, I like that. All right, so I'm going to adhere that down. Let me grab my repositionable adhesive and we'll get these adhered. These snowflakes are so pretty. And so the bottom of this piece is going to go on top of this outer frame that's already adhered with a foam square. So I'm just going to add a couple of smaller foam squares up around the top of this wreath because I want it to stand up and not sag down. In the middle. So we're going to just put this guy in here like so. So we've got that. And let's get these guys put down. I'm not popping up these snowflakes. I think they are delicate enough that I'm not gonna even try to do that. But I am going to just put my trees down. Oh, I'm glad I used repositionable adhesive for that. So I can just rub that off. So these trees need to go down with pop dots, and the reason is because I want them to stay popped up, but I want to be able to possibly put a photo behind there in case I decide not to use that as a journal box. I want to be able to have that adhered. So I put 3 pop dots on, or they're not pop dots, they're foam squares. I'm so sorry. Foam squares on the back of there. But I'm not going to peel off the second sticky backing on the top one, so that way I can slide a photo behind it and it will stay popped up, but it won't be adhered to my photo. Okay. So again, same thing with this second tree. 2 pop dots on the bottom. I took the sticky part off of, but the ones on the one on the top, towards the top of the tree, I left so that I can slide a photo underneath there. All right. Same thing we're going to do for our snowman as well. So he's going to be basically just held on with just this one pop dot at the bottom, and he's just going to sit on top of the other trees, slightly overlapping them. All right. And with that, we are done with our third layout of the 12 layouts of Christmas. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed watching me put together this particular layout. It does go together pretty quickly, and I hope that you will enjoy creating this for your album as well. Until next time, I wish you many more creative moments and a Merry Christmas. Take care.